right. Welcome to Wellness Wednesday, everybody. I am here live on Instagram with Christina and also on Zoom for a later recording that will upload. I like to upload it to YouTube. So today's Wednesday, and we're going to talk. What's our topic today for Wellness Wednesday that we're going to cover?
Our topic today is breast health. So, as
Yes.
we all know, October is um, Breast Health Awareness Month and Breast Cancer Month, right? So, we honor um, our friends and family who have been diagnosed or have beaten the odds and are still with us, or those we also honor who we have lost to the fight. We love you all, and we're there for you. So basically, what we want to talk about today, again, is breast cancer, breast health. And we want to start out by giving an FDA disclaimer that the statements that we're going to be saying today have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. And products that we may talk about are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent disease. All
Yay. Yes,
right.
we have to be compliant. We can't. So we're not going to, you know, talk about diseases. We're going to try our best to not mention any disease names. We're going to give you hints about what they are by describing them. So, all right. So go ahead and start, Christina. So you want to talk
Yeah,
about,
so yeah, so again, it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and we, as you know, work for doTERRA, which is an essential oil and wellness and health company. And we wanted to talk about how there's different ways that essential oils can help support the body through this. And I was really excited that back in 2019, St. Elizabeth Healthcare partnered with doTERRA to develop the doTERRA Center for Integrative Oncology. So there's, as hopefully we're all aware, there's a lot of research going on with it in general, and um, this disease is one that is basically cells are rapidly producing for some reason. It's a normal thing that our cells regenerate naturally and in a composed manner. However, there's times that the body gets confused, the DNA gets confused, and starts producing cells in a specific area at a rapid pace, and creates something that shouldn't be there. So, and that's when it needs to be addressed because it might not be good for our overall health. And so that's what we're interested in talking about today, and some ways that we can help support not only our health and the physical ways, but also emotionally and aromatically and in that sense too. So yeah.
speaking of, do you want to mention some studies that are done on that?
Yes, yes. So I mean, you can Google it and you'll find a cajillion things, but I love one that I found was on the um it's NCBI, National Library of Medicine, National Center for Biotechnology Information. So there's a lot of scientific journals out there. And uh, for those of I guess it's hard to I come from a biology world, so this is just like everything to me. When I was in school, I had to go into these magazines and do research and look at the research that's coming out and everything. So there's all sorts of fields that have scientific magazines and scientists that you may or may not know and that are putting their life for studying a specific thing. There's usually a journal or a publication that they are able to publish their studies in, and that's what basically makes them, you know, brings them to their doctorate or whatever it may be, or continues their work as after. And it's all really important work that's happening in all areas of science and everything that happens. All these journals are really fascinating, but you can find them online too. And so one of them is this one that I found, and the title of the study is Anti-Cancer Properties of Essential Oils and Other Natural Products. So I just think it's great because they bring to light how in the abstract, which is the overall summary of what they studied, they just basically say that essential oils exhibit a wide range of bioactivities. Some are antimicrobial, and they've been used for a long time to treat various human ailments. And it's really great that they are actually looking at specific oils and the chemistry behind these oils. People talk about terpenes and other products. Well, there's terpenes in oils too, right? This is a natural byproduct of a plant, and that's what essential oils are. So it's great. These state of the art things, you know, see that essential oils are agents, excuse me, both in vitro and in vivo, which is very, very cool in terms of the science of how to use the oils, and how they can work best in our body in the physical processes. So
That's amazing. Yes.
yeah,
Thank
definitely
you.
look it up if you're into that. Google it. Otherwise, you can hit me up and ask for a summary of something, and I can digest it and give it to you if you're needing help.
Yeah. So that's great information. Thanks for sharing that. And I wanted to talk about the very controversial mammogram. Okay. Mammogram versus getting breast thermography. And kind of going back to how Christina was talking about, when your cells are changing in the body, that creates heat. It generates heat in the tissues, and that is where breast thermography can be a great tool to detect those areas in the tissue that are starting to generate heat. Now, again, I know it's very controversial, so I'm just going to list the pros between the two. Okay, so whether or not you decide to do it, to do breast thermography or get a mammogram, that's your personal choice. I know for me, I try to do things very natural and very holistic. So um, my choice is to get the breast thermography done. I haven't had a mammogram done in 5 years. So I'm going to list to you the pros. Okay, the pros again of breast thermography are non-invasive. It's a non-invasive procedure that doesn't involve radiation or physical contact with the breast, so that makes it comfortable and safe. And there's zero radiation exposure. It doesn't expose the patient to ionizing radiation, that's a concern with x-rays and getting a mammography done. And because of the heat sensing, there's early detection potential because it detects the temperature changes in the breast tissue, which that may indicate abnormalities. Okay, and then that can potentially identify issues at an early stage. And another pro is it's suitable for younger women. Younger women may, again, our healthcare system only wants, they recommend that you have to be over 50 to get those exams. They're going to cover that if you're over 50, but if you're not, then they won't cover it. So it's an interesting thing with our uh, insurance industry. Okay, so the
So
cons
messed up.
of yeah, the cons of breast thermography. It's limited as a standalone test. It's not considered a standalone screening method for breast cancer, and it's often used in conjunction with other screening tools like, again, mammography. So it's kind of a little catch-22. And a lot of times, your doctor may not take a clean thermography report as a green light of being safe. And I know that that's messed up, but again, you need to work on finding a healthcare provider that vibes with you. So another thing is the sensitivity and specificity. So its effectiveness in detecting actual breast cancer can vary, and it may not always provide definitive results. Okay, and again, it's not widely accepted. I just mentioned some healthcare providers and organizations are skeptical about its accuracy. So again, you need to, look at, working with, we're not doctors, so again, we're just giving you information and looking to empower you. And so it's up to you to find a healthcare practitioner, like a functional medicine doctor that can vibe with you. Okay, so here's, the pros for x-rays, mammography. Proven efficiency. They've been doing it. It's a well-established method with a history of effectively detecting breast cancer. It's high resolution. It provides detailed images, making it easier to identify abnormalities. So again, abnormality versus hot areas in the body, you know. So it's almost like it smells like a duck, it walks like a duck, it's a duck, right? so, so back to the pros. Standard of care mammography is widely accepted as a standard tool for breast cancer screening, and many insurance plans cover it. And then early detection, it can identify small tumors, again, or abnormalities, which is crucial for early intervention. Okay, so again, there's a lot of similar comparisons, right, in the pros. There's just different wording, different verbiage used, right? The cons of getting a mammography is radiation exposure. Okay, come on. Mammography uses an ionizing radiation, which exposes the patient to a low dose of radiation. And again, repeated exposure over time may pose some risk. Okay, definitely discomfort. Okay, I've had one done. It's like getting a booby sandwich. It does not feel good. It's uncomfortable or painful for some women, especially if they have sensitive breasts. And then lastly, false positives and false negatives. Like any screening method, it can produce false results, leading to unnecessary anxiety or misdiagnoses. Okay, so again, there's so many different factors between getting breast thermography and mammography, depending on your age, your breast density, personal preferences. So again, it's up to you. You are your own wellness advocate. To make that decision for yourself. Do you want to be subjected to screenings constantly, and getting exposed by radiation? That's your choice. And again, I know for me, I want to limit my exposure. So I choose to use these other tools, like earlier, there is an actual blend. Do you want to talk about the different oils that can be used to help support breast tissue? We can just kind of, I'm going to just give you a general recipe of different essential oils that can be used. You make a little roll-on bottle, and then those are oils of, because I just made one a few weeks ago to help a friend. So we're looking at the essential oils of DDR prime, and the initials DDR stand for damaged DNA repair. So that essential oil blend can be used mixed with frankincense. And again, if you go to PubMed and do a search on frankincense and how it helps to support those cells that have gone crazy, you'll see a lot of different studies. Sandalwood, pink pepper, and turmeric oils. Those are all good oils to use in a blend to support healthy breasts. Okay. So, and you just roll it on, the areas, massage it in 2 to 3 times a day. And if you would like to have the specific recipe, then just direct message one of us and we'll get it to you. So, another thing that I wanted to talk about too is, there's so many foundations. There's a very popular foundation that talks about, supporting breast awareness. I'm not going to mention any names, but I do want to just mention the difference. There's something you guys may have heard about greenwashing, right? How many of you guys have heard about greenwashing? Okay, I'll just tell you what it is in a nutshell. So it's actually a marketing public relations strategy that companies do to market their products and services overall to appear environmentally friendly than they actually are. Okay, and it involves misleading consumers into thinking that a company practices and their products are more eco-conscious than they truly are. So it can take effect like misleading labels, exaggerated claims, irrelevant information, vague terminology, and then just again, it's kind of a misleading thing. Okay, so along those lines, there's also something called pink washing because October is the month for pink. Think pink. Wear your pink little thing that you tie, the little ribbon. So there's actually a term called pink washing. Okay, so you need to do your research. Pink washing is a term, again, to describe a marketing or public relations strategy in which a company or organization promotes services with claiming to support the breast awareness. Um, and it often involves using the color pink. And it takes place in several forms. Again, in product labeling, they use that pink ribbon or the color pink in their product so that they can create an impression on you that a portion of the proceeds will be donated to charities or research. And there's limited support about that, and sometimes it's just a public relations stunt. It can involve high-profile promotional events, sponsorships, or partnerships, and all in a nutshell, it's basically a distraction from harmful practices. In some cases, let me just give you an example. Uh, like let's take those sugary laden drinks out there that those energy drinks that are just high in sugar and they're dyed with red number 5, blue number 3, and yellow number 6. All of
Mm-hmm.
those things are, there's a research on those are harmful to the body,
I
over a
just
period of
My head
time.
literally just hurt when you said those things. Like a little like in my head just happened. It's so weird.
So that's just again like, and then yet like so they'll say, buy this product and percentage goes towards breast cancer support, and it's like, people need to wake up. People need to read labels. You need to think out of the box a little bit and think about, they call it voting with your dollars, right? So that's something that again, I just wanted to, make people aware that they need to be a little more conscious when they're at the store buying those processed foods, that contain all these preservatives and everything that actually does more harm in their bodies than good. Okay.
Right. Which is a good thing to talk about actually, because one of the things that if you do look up this prolif- proliferation of cells situation, a not very good thing to consume during the treatment and process of detoxing your body is take away the sugar. Those cells
Yes,
love sugar,
they
right?
feed on
and
it.
and Yeah, so um, great green leafy vegetables. Make sure you
Mm-hmm.
have your vitamin um, foundation, the LLV, or Lifelong Vitality from doTERRA,
Yep.
if you don't know about it, is a great one. Along with our probiotics, it's you really have to have a great, strong foundation for your body to be able to give it the power to heal itself, and it really like
Yes.
there's ways to do this.
We
Um,
have more
uh,
control and power over our health and healing than we think we do. And a lot of people, they just trust somebody who wears a white coat and has a little notepad. So you put your own white coat on.
Yeah. Have that person in your corner. Put your own white coat on too. Like find a couple other coats out there and tools to put in your tool shed and people to be on your team. Like you really need a team of several different types of healing modalities, in my opinion. And yeah, have the oncologist be there with you. Absolutely. That you we need them there. That I've
Yeah,
I I don't want to start crying, but I have family members with cancer. I've had family members pass away from it. So,
we
um,
all have. Yeah.
yeah, I think so. And so it's a big deal and it's out there and we need to take better care of ourselves. Now's the time, you know? And
Yes.
besides having that great foundation of lifelong vitality and the probiotics, another great oil to have, some oils to have in our tool shed are frankincense. Absolutely. If you look anything up, frankincense is going to be in that blend or in that protocol. Another powerful one is lemongrass.
Oh
Lemongrass is a
yeah,
super powerful
lemongrass
one
too.
to
Rosemary.
prevent.
Yeah.
Yes. So, and for those of you who are tuning in and heard Teddy talking about that blend and want to ask us about it, it's called the Superman blend. So hit us up. We'll give you the Superman blend and the protocol to help anyone, yourself or anybody in your life who needs it. We're here for you. It's October. Let's beat
Yep.
this.
All right. And think we're good on time.
Yeah.
So thank you again for joining me today, Christina, and thanks for
Thank
everybody
you.
on the call who joined in. We hope that this you found this information important and relevant. And thank you guys so much for supporting and watching us.
See you next
Aloha.
week.